Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Kimbo here, and it is time for an epic discussion video. So, this is gonna be on my hopes for Beyblade Burst Season 7, man. Yeah. So, first of all, getting into it, apparently, according to Zanky, this season, the seventh season, will in fact be the last one. Apparently, TT's basically confirmed it that the seventh season is gonna be like the last season of Burst. And I know a lot of people are sad with me saying that and such, but it's like I said the entire time. We gotta enjoy it while we've got it. We still got a seventh season coming. So we gotta look forward to it. We gotta definitely get hooked in and such with it and enjoy it while it lasts, man. That's how it goes. We gotta enjoy it while it lasts for sure. But with it basically being confirmed as a seventh season, and honestly, seven is my lucky number. I don't know. But yeah, this is my lucky number is seven. Uh just getting into some hopes and such for this season. So without further ado, let's get into it. Um with this season, I'm really hoping like they go with the end game type of approach with this. So even seeing in Zenki's video talking about it, a lot of people, because there's a lot of Vault fans out there. They're like, I hope Vault's the true protagonist with this. Like, he has to be the true protagonist with this, no doubt. Everybody has their favorites. Like, oh, what about Iga or Drum or Hikaru or Hyuga or Bell? Yeah. So with this, my honest hopes for it, with it being the last season, I'm honestly hoping that there isn't a new protagonist that is put in. I hope it is a previous protagonist that is really focused on. But my spin with it is not just a original protagonist, an original protagonist. All of the original protagonists, well, all of the protagonists. So with there not being a new protagonist, they could focus on every single one of them in different arcs. So for example, you got Vault, Iga, Drum, Hikaru, Hyuga, and Bell. Every single one of them has a lot of rivals that they're attached to, that they could have make segues, make reappearances in this season. We get their bay in this new format and such, and it shows their true ultimate power, man. You already know. So, who's attached to Vault big time? I mean, you already know the bonds he has with like Free, with Shu, honestly, Louis, even the Baygoma Academy Bay Club. So we can see Wakia. Like Wakia is a rep for the WBBA. Wakia, we'll be seeing him on the big screen. We could possibly see the return of Ken or Kensuke, of Dinah, of Daigo, Honestly, another one I'd love to see bring back is Jaka. Has potential to come back, like Jaka for sure. Zach. Zach the Sunshine. We haven't seen him since season one, and he's supposed to be one of the Spin Emperors, and all the other Spin Emperors got shines in other seasons. He's the only one that did not. If there's anybody that definitely should come back, I think it's Zach, because how strong he is, man, with the first season. Like, come on. Imagine he's been off doing some secret training and such in Japan and just got crazy strong and is on that level big time because he's a talented blader. And he retired at first, but then he said he wasn't retiring. But yeah, that's just a list for Vault. With Iga, you have so many other players he's connected to, like Phi, Hearts. Honestly, two of the big ones that I think like have potential to come back for sure, no doubt. Also, uh, yeah, like those are honestly the main ones. Like, well, I mean, of course, like Ranjiro. We've seen Ranjiro too. Yeah, but those are the realistic ones I could see, like possibly having a chance coming back for sure. And then we got Drum. So all the people connected with Drum. So you got uh, Gwen, you've got Delta. Honestly, even at Evil, you got Arthur. Also as Evils, you got Eval for Iga. You got, like Ashton and Theodore for Vault, but I'll get into those more in a bit. But like Delta, Gwen, those two definitely like power wise. Uh, you know, I think have big time potential to come back for sure. And then with Hikaru and Hyuga, you already know Lane Valhalla. No doubt, he's like the main one, honestly. Like, yeah, Lane with from season 5. And then with Bell, so far with Bell, I'd say definitely Rashad and Ilya being a part of things too. Like, they both have serious power for sure. Upgrade Raphael or Ifrit, yeah, have them have evolutions. Honestly, everybody that I mentioned, that's a solid cast. It's a lot of, that's honestly a good amount of bladers. Yeah, if I were to honestly book it myself, the way I do it, the absolute strongest I think should come back. If they have it where it's like all these protagonists, the absolute strongest throughout Beyblade history, like Beyblade Burst history, coming back for this, man. So all the protagonists, so Vault, Iga, Drum, Hikaru, Hyuga, and Bell. Um, and then you got some of the strongest bladers, hands down, like some of their rivals. So I'd say definitely Shu, Free, Louis, definitely in that category of up there as being some of the strongest. Those three for sure. Also, I'd say Phi, because I mean you got the former God of Destruction or Lord of Destruction for sure up there. Gwen's crazy power with Genesis. Come on, Delta definitely being up there in that level. Yeah, Lane definitely being up there on that level with his flair and his power and such. No doubt about it. Um, yeah, honestly, Rashad being up there too. Ilya being up there too. She's got some big time power. And plus, female blader, have her be in the fray. Like, don't leave Ilya out of it for sure. Um, Even that itself would be a solid cast, but even continuing on, there's a few more I'd still like to see included with it. So, Xhaka, hopefully seeing Xander Jacadera coming back. It'll be awesome to see Zach the Sunshine or Zach the Sunrise, whichever you know him as. It'll be cool to see him. Uh, Dinah for sure, Wakia for sure, Kensuke for sure. Would love to see all of them, and I think that's a solid roster. Even if you have like Rantaro, Ranjiro, and Ranzo all in it, maybe all using the same Ragnarok, just different colors. Heck yeah, man. That's a solid cast for sure. And they actually, it was a scene in Super King. They had in the manga a bunch of bladers around the table. This was like a WBBA meeting. This reminded me so much of when all of the legendary bladers met after Nemesis was revived and they're sitting in the room. It reminded me just of that, man. But with this scene, literally, there was Hikaru and Hyuga there. Drum was there. Vault was there. Iga was there. Also, Phi was in those ranks. Gwen was in those ranks. Delta was in those ranks. Also, I think, yeah, Xhaka was in the ranks. Zach was in the ranks. Dinah was there. Wakio was there. Rantaro and Ranjiro, I think, were both there. Well, yeah, it was honestly a solid group, and that itself were like some of the strongest for sure. Imagine them being in just one season. Like, that's already a setup big enough. You have all those characters in there, like Phi, Gwen, Delta, like all the protagonists and such, Lane, like all these powerful bladers. You got so many scenarios here where every single episode will be so interesting because you get dream battles that we have not had a chance to see. I'm still itching to see a true full power battle between Shu and Free. I still want to see that, man. Like, we saw a little snippet when they battled in the team battle, but that was like a quick KO. Like, nah, man. I want to see like full power, both of them using their special moves and such, and yeah, going head to head. Definitely got to see that, man. And hopefully with this season, honestly, with this season, I think we'll truly see the roof of our favorite character's power. Because with it being the last season, you know TC's going to go out with an absolute bang with things. So hopefully we see a lot of releases and such with it. They truly go all out for it. And it has a big roster of base. Because honestly, Dynamite Battles roster was honestly pretty small. Super Kings was pretty decently sized for sure. But Dynamite Battles definitely was a bit on the smaller side. So hopefully with this last season, it being the last season, season 7, they really go all out for it, man. Like, I'm talking about like some big time powerful releases and a good amount of releases too. Because I mean, it's it, you know. And it's crazy to think that we've gotten to that point where it's confirmed. We're basically confirmed that season 7 is going to be the last season. But hype for it. I'm hoping they go with the end game feel. Now, segue into something I've been saying for the longest time, man. Whenever it gets to the end, I'm hoping this is the season. I hope they do it. I'm praying they do it because it would make it that intense. If it's going to be the last season, you know, everybody's going to have crazy high expectations. TT's got to knock it out of the park for sure to end it off on an absolutely insane level, you know. That Burst fans will never forget. How can they do that? Adding all of those bladers, like I said before, them coming back with new bays and such, even all the dream battles we get for that. Heck, even if we saw members of the Big Five come back in, you know, like Joshua Burns and Ruway and such. Who knows if we will see that, but it'll be cool, honestly, seeing them return. Like maybe some of them got stronger because they're part of the Big Five. They're still powerful bladers. They're very strong. See them get upgrades with their bays for sure. But yeah, who knows, man. But with this, I'd love to see this setup. I'm talking about a setup that's similar to how the Nemesis Crisis was. So you got arcs with all these bladers, and then you have like an arc with Vault, going back and seeing some of his older rivals. Arc with Iga, his rival, same thing. Same thing with Drum, same thing with Hikaru and Hyuga, and then same thing with Bell. And them all going seeing their older rivals and such. And then there's some new force that starts showing up and attacking powerful bladers. And then, you know, kind of like how Lane was doing, except it's even worse, man. Like, he ain't taking no mercy, you know. And it's something like that, because I love the way they built up Lane and such. Maybe even something like that. And then over time, they figure out who it is, but that not only who it is, who's behind this blader. And then imagine we have the ghosts of every single one of these protagonists' pasts. So, I mean, the ghosts that are still out there, Vault still has ghosts out there. I'd say Iga does too, Drum does too. Hikaru and Hyuga not so much because Lane they're chill with. Bell, it remains to be seen, you know. But yeah, at least I'd say Vault, Iga, and Drum all have big time ghosts out there. What do I mean by this? Let me explain to you why. I've talked about it for months. If you've seen the videos big time, you'll know. And freaking fly, get your butt out of here. Goodness. But the first ghost being a ghost of Vault Aoi. That ghost being a man by the name of Theodore Glass, aka Ashton, aka the man that's behind the snake pit. So imagine if he went back and was plotting and scheming the entire time, watching over everything that was happening with all these bladers, how strong they were getting and such, and devised an ultimate plan. But it's not only him that's a part of this. You have a crazy brainiac from Iga's past, his ghost, by the name of Evel, aka the man that created Dead Phoenix and was fascinated by its power and mysteriously vanished after all the things went down with Dead Phoenix. Never said where he went or anything. They never told us. And the same thing with Ashton with Theodore. He drove off in a limo and literally said, "You and Vault, I concede. You and Vault win this time." And that's a key thing. Like the foreshadowing with him saying this time, as in, I'm not done. I will be back. Just you wait until I come back. This could be the point where he comes back. If he's been sitting in the shadows, watching all these bladers gaining power, seeing how their bays are, and then training up his own bladers as well, but also having Evel's crazy mind to help him out with it. But also not only Evel, you have another ghost lingering. That's the ghost of one Dante Koryu, or Koryu Drum. That ghost, his name is Arthur, the owner of Prime Apocalypse, because at the end of that battle with the WBBA versus Hell, he definitely did not turn good. Blind turned good. It sort of showed that. But Gwyn also turned good. Arthur is the one that definitely did not turn good. It did not seem that. He was just down because he had lost. But imagine you have him come back. You have a powerful blader like him. And imagine he gets an apocalypse in this format. you know? And he's trying to get revenge too. All these evils have who they're targeting for sure, like big time. You've got Arthur, who would sit there and target Drum and all of his friends trying to get payback. That would be his motives for joining this. Eval, trying to get, honestly, even with Arthur, not only Drum, getting payback on Gwyn too. Why? Because how Gwyn was treating Arthur when Gwyn was corrupted by power, like in his own mind, in the power of the corrupted Genesis. You know what I mean? The corrupted Big Bang Genesis, before he was having a true fun battle and using Genesis' true power. Well, those moments, you could hold a grudge, possibly, you know, against all of them. Imagine Arthur really snapping. And then Eval, he could be going in and trying to get revenge on Iga, of course, but also, if they return, Fi and Hearts. Why? Because they failed him and act like they were the strongest and such when they had lost. And so he's just fascinated by power, and he's going towards power, like the true power. And then that leads to the crazy brainiac behind this. This is like some Team Rainbow Rocket type of crap. If you played the games, you know what I mean. At least kind of a little bit of a reference. The big boss being Ashtem, or Theodore Glass. And he obviously has a big vendetta because of the events of Season 2. The God Bladers Cup and such. He got fascinated by the power of Spriggan Requiem, but ultimately failed. And he could be trying to get revenge, obviously, against Vault. Also, against, obviously, everybody that's helping Vault. But also, he can have a little apprentice, a new blader. Well, not so much a new blader, a returning blader that's trying to get their own revenge and payback. So Arthur not being the only blader with this, Eval having on guard, maybe they'll put in a new on guard. Who the heck knows? Like at least how I would like book this, anyways. I'm saying booking because WWE or wrestling terms, like booking, but you know Arthur having a new Apocalypse, Eval having a new Aegis on guard. Imagine the Metal Quest, the big suck dash. Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, like they actually figure out like a really powerful combo for it defense wise, not using the big suck. Um, yeah, but you know, having him be a brawler, well, not a brawler, being a blader as well, being a part of this, but also a ghost from their past whose name is Norman Turner or Norman Tarver. Tarver, or yeah, Norman Tarver. But why, you might ask? Well, remember who broke Norman's nemesis in the first place? His twin nemesis? Remember when Shu was corrupted by Spriggan and was Red Eye? That's when. So imagine if he never forgot that, it caused him to like go crazy. And Theodore Glass or Ashton thought of a new Requiem project, and he tested it on these bladers. So, for example, Arthur went through this program, bringing out his power with Apocalypse to absolute fullest, to where it's like near a killing machine, to where it's like trying to obliterate and destroy the opponent, even worse than he did in Season 4. Then you have Eval. Imagine if Eval actually put himself through that just to gain more power and to be that strong. But then you have Norman, who was willing to do so big time just in the thought of in the future going and getting revenge on Shu Koronai. Because when he was Red Eye, what he did. So then Shu having a huge target on his back as well, that being Norman. That would come full circle, man. And then you have, I'd say, the ultimate blader, who would be like unnamed, like the blader who's going around and attacking and such. That's who the ace is. But they don't know it. Like it's mysterious bladers like showing up and attacking. Maybe it's like one of them being Norman, one of them being Arthur, you know. Or on and attacking, but they're like cloaked and masked right now, so we don't know who they are until we get the battles with them, and then they unmask. Um, and then slowly, like each of the members, like reveal who they are, at different points. With these battles, it could be like Norman and then Arthur showing who they are, and then Evel, and then finally being Ashton or Theodore, and then whoever the true brawler is that they have, well, the true blader that they have. And this would lead to this, man, the ultimate blader that went through the ultimate version of the Requiem Project. Literally, this guy or girl, there'll be an even crazier plot twist with a girl, like, regardless, definitely want to see female characters with this too, you know. But the ultimate blader is basically like the Rago of Burst, with the ultimate Bay that can counter any attack, any defense, overpower any Bay with defense, attack, their stamina, keeping their balance, everything. This ultimate powerful Bay being the full threat to all of them. It doesn't matter who they're battling, it doesn't matter how many of them are battling it at once. They all get shut down big time. Maybe we get a first version of it, and then after all these battles and such, it somehow evolves to the ultimate Bay. And then that's where crap really hits the fan. It's the fate of the world at stake with this, like the true fate of the world. If you go down, like, like this is the same level of threat that it was with Fi, like even on a crazier level. If you lose, your base getting destroyed and it's over for you, like that. um Seeing that level with this would make it the absolute most insane uh season to Burst, no doubt. Because honestly, like, fear wise, the most I got was honestly season 3 with Fi. Every time he showed up, I got so nervous, man. I got so nervous for whoever he was facing. I got nervous for Free. I got nervous for Shu. I got like all of it, man. They really hyped up Fi. But if they could make a monster even like him, like, yeah, this true Blader. And then even with like Bladers like the former God of Destruction, like Fi, Gwen, Delta, all the protagonists, Shu, Free, Louis, it doesn't matter who attacks it. Like, they're all struggling against it because his base that strong, man. And like Theodore Glass, they're literally just sitting there telling them, saying, "You've all lost. There's nothing you can do. You have lost, and you will lose this." And then the world will be put into ruin. And then slowly, one by one, all these legendary bladers are falling. They're losing their battles. Their bays are getting broken and such, until it's down to a select few. Who would the select few be? Honestly, I'd say the protagonist. Um, yeah, honestly, I'd say, like, if there was a few left, everybody else, even like Fi, Gwen, Delta, all of them getting their bays obliterated, man. Even a point where this blader probably turns on like Arthur and Norman and all of them, and is like, forget it. Only one can reign at the top, and then it's down to the protagonist. It's down to all 5 of them. So it's down to Vault, Aiga, Drum, Vault, Aiga, Drum, Hikaru, Hyuga, and Bell. All 6 of them. Excuse me. But then one by one, they start going down. Even the protagonists struggling with these battles. And then, honestly, either one or two things. One, all the protagonists, everybody donates their power to all the protagonists. And then all the protagonists together, with their combined power, are able to defeat this blader and save the world. But it's like crazy levels. Like, there's buildings destroyed, a bunch of different, like the whole entire world and being near ruin by this point. And then they have to rebuild after that. Kind of like the MFB ending. Um, Either it ends with that, or if they want to go real big with it, make it that much more devastating when each of these protagonists, one by one, themselves start to fall. So you have it where it's like Bell going down, Hyuga going down, Hikaru going down, Drum going down, then Aiga going down. And honestly, it would make it go absolutely full circle, so nobody would be mad whatsoever. The perfect way of ending it, if it's not all the protagonists winning it, if it's like very barely, because he has the power of every blader on the planet. You know, they all donate their power and such to Valkyrie. Voltaoi, the Wonder Boy, comes in clutch one final time where it's needed the absolute most. And he, along with everybody else's power combined in Valkyrie, manages to overpower this evil and take the win. So, yeah, man. But, anyways, that's the overall thoughts and ideas that would be really cool. I think for like a season 7, if it's a full end game feel like that, like an ending like that, it truly puts over how strong all these bladers are. But this evil being unlike anything they had ever seen before. Forget about like everything going on with Greatest Raphael, with Rashad. Forget about everything that happened with Lane. Forget about everything that happened with Hell, like with Arthur. Forget about everything that happened with Phi and Dead Grand. Forget about everything that happened even with the Requiem Project. In season 1, Louis is just the man to beat. But forget about all that. This crazy good versus evil ultimate level battle setup would be the true way, the true ultimate way that they could end off Burst, man. You have to have it be that wild to the point where everybody sees the 7th season and they know it's a gem because you have all these powerful bladers returning, all of them having their bays, having their shine and such, and then it coming down to this true struggle. Can good really prevail with this? And then it takes every single thing they have, but good does win. And then they save the world, and then that is what preserves the future, and then it being left to the future. Because with it being the end of Burst, obviously, in a few years, another Beyblade series showing up, which hopefully will happen for sure. Um, yeah, man. And I got goosebumps even saying that, because just thinking that, like, just imagining all those battles and such, like, get a bunch of dream battles and tournaments with all these players, this crazy setup to this world level struggle, and then it ending that way with it being that close. You can't tell me I'm the only one that would want to see that, man. That's just me thinking of like a fan theory. I thought that fan theory literally out of my head on the spot with this. Um, yeah, if it actually goes down that way or similar to that way, I'll lose my mind, man. But who knows? That's what I'd love to see for the season. But it'll even be switched up. Everything will be switched up if they're just like, yeah, there's gonna be a protagonist for this season, like a new protagonist for the season. It'll be like, oh, okay. But yeah, if they go with the approach of nah, it's gonna be just previous bladers from before and no new protagonist, that'll definitely be wild for sure, and that could lead up to like this type of end game feel. Because if so, it only makes sense, I think, with it being the last season, end game feel with it. You don't need a new protagonist. Like focus on all the characters you got now, bring back the absolute strongest, have this power struggle, all of these loose ends with all these previous seasons, all coming back and being wrapped up in one absolutely insane final season, season 7, man. That's the way they can go out with an absolute banger for sure. Because Burst deserves that, man. It's been this successful. The first series to ever make it to 7 seasons, like out of these, out of a Beyblade series. It's the first one to make it to 7 seasons. And it's really wild, dude. But yeah. Anyways, guys, you can let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did you like my personal theory with things? I'd love to see it go down that way. Um, yeah, you already know. Even if like we see returning bladers, but they don't get like new bays, even if they just get like cameos with whatever bay they've got, that would be pretty cool too. But yeah, or maybe we'll just have to wait and see, man. I mean, how TT does it, they usually don't show like way older bays. Yeah, but they did with Super King bays and Dynamite Battle. So who knows, man? We'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments. Hopefully you guys enjoyed like my theory and such. It's just one I personally love to see, and because I hope that it gets that hype, it gets that intense, that much of a struggle with all these powerful bladers, because it'll be in like convincing. You have all these powerful bladers, and they're getting overpowered by this blader. It shows how strong this blader is. Like power we could never even imagine if they're all getting overpowered like this, and they really have to work together. Because honestly, none of these bladers are on bad terms. Well, besides the evils, but all the other characters, they're all on good terms. So, you know, unless this evil starts going in and then corrupting them and making them join its side, which would be a really wild struggle to see, like that fight too. If the evil is so strong they manipulate some of the bladers and uses some power to make them evil, that would be pretty wild too. Another theory I thought of like a while ago, but you know, still hype for this season. Honestly, sad that it's basically confirmed to be the last season, but season 7, you know, seven's my lucky number. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the best burst season. We'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, they build it up this way. It definitely has the potential to be, no doubt about it. Um, and like I said before, we just got to enjoy it, you guys. That's all we can do. Sit back and enjoy it and really appreciate it, because Burst has been an absolutely amazing journey for sure. And also, maybe the last season for Burst that TT puts out. But also remember, your boy's driven AF and is working on the Burst skits. And I guarantee you've seen my skits before. You know they last years. These will not be any different. Big time hype, man. You already know. So, anyways, that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to slice that like button down below. Let me know how I did. If you're new to my channel, definitely be sure to subscribe for some epic content, because I upload daily. And if you haven't already, be sure to ring that bell by my channel name to be notified whenever I upload a video. So yeah, guys, till next time, it is your boy Kimbo signing off. See you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Until then, stay awesome and cool. Shoot, I'm up out of here.